Welcome back to Stocktown. As you know, I've spent a couple of days in Germany recently, and while I was there, it was the Carnival season. I've promised you to do a little video about it, and here it is. Carnival is a century-old tradition carried out in mainly the western and southern regions of Germany. It's an almost week-long celebration which takes place in late winter, and it usually starts on a Thursday and ends on the following Wednesday. It looks and sounds a little bit like this. It's a very old tradition, and I find it very hard to explain it to someone who has never experienced or witnessed it. So I break it down into the following key components, starting with costumes. People tend to wear some sort of costume during Carnival, pretty much like during Halloween, but it's not necessarily scary. It can be anything. Why they do it? Well, I do know, I think. It's an age-old tradition with religious or mythological background, and people used to wear costumes to scare off the evil ghosts of winter. Speaking of which, the sun is coming out. Let's have a look at some of the costumes to see if you would get scared as an evil winter spirit. It's a pity that this tradition falls into winter time, because it's usually cold and you freeze your butt off. And this brings us to the next point. Alcohol. Loads and loads of alcohol. People drink so much during Carnival. Partly because Germans, believe it or not, like to party. And also, and that's my theory, because it's very cold. It helps when standing outside for several hours in the cold. It might also have something to do with the fasting period, which starts right after the Carnival activities. Oh, by the way, Carne, meat, Carnival. So yeah, you indulge yourself before you start fasting. Which brings us to the next topic, the Berliner. You might remember the words of the great John F. Kennedy when he said, "Ich bin ein Berliner." Neither did he mean the pastry Berliner, which I will present to you in a little while, nor did he have anything to do with it at all. It's just me trying to squeeze in an Eddie Izzard joke, which goes like this.
Ich bin ein Berliner. That's the name of a donut they have there. What did he say? He said it was a donut. I thought he said it was a donut too. It's a slang. He's American. He's a donut.
Back to the pastry. The Berliner, as it is pronounced, is a pastry similar to a donut. It's sweet in taste, fried in oil, filled with a tiny jelly core, and with sugar sprinkled on top. By the way, in a recent video I covered a similar traditional Swedish pastry. The link is up there. Back to the pastry. This thing gives you a lot of energy, which you need to get through the following activity. The parade. The parade is the heart and soul of the festivities. The biggest and most famous one takes place in Cologne. Almost every village, no matter how small it is, has its own parade. People line up in the streets, spend hours waiting for the parade, just to witness the following thing. The floats. Some people work on their floats for almost an entire year. Some are political, others not so much. Others are just goofy. If you want to participate in the parade, you don't necessarily need a float. You can also go by foot. Or you can carry your own little float, like those guys. But it helps carrying the following Carnival key ingredients. The candy. That's right. While the grown-ups get their booze on, kids are guaranteed a sugar rush. Tons and tons of candy in all different shapes and sizes are thrown at the bystanders. Tons. So many. And kids are fighting against each other for the biggest and best ones. So I think we've reached the final point. Helau. What is helau, you ask? Well, that's what people yell. Listen. All the time. Over and over again. And again. To be a little bit more educational, I asked my mom, who loves Carnival, to demonstrate helau for you.
Hello!
Quick disclaimer. A lot of cities have their own variation of. I don't have time to cover all of the different ones, but helau is the one that is most widely used. Here are some more shots of a typical carnival parade to give you an idea what it's all about. That's it for today. If you like this little excursion into German Karneval, please give that video a like. And if you haven't already, please hit the deer above in order to subscribe to this channel. In the meantime, helau!